Hey, hi guys. Well, good afternoon. No, it's almost 1 minute till the afternoon. How are you doing? How was that last hour, Mel?
It's really good. Wasn't it really good? Loved it.
Ah, I did too. We've had a fantastic morning here at Highlight, and you know, it is so lovely to have your company. So if you're watching us on live shopping, we love you to bits, so thank you for joining us. If you're watching us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are, please type in the comments and tell us where you're watching. Now, we've got a very special hour for you, and we've got an even more special guest. But before we do that, snack time, lunchtime, to biscuit.
No, thank you.
I know.
Well, I do, but I need my trousers to fit. You know, when you get that bit there, and you kind of, it's uncomfortable by lunchtime.
Yeah.
And you want to go and put a bigger bear on.
Yeah, I do.
You don't want to spend the money. Yeah, so
I'd rather spend the
I really
money.
do want a biscuit, but I also know that if I open that packet of biscuits, I'm going to eat them all in one sitting.
I'll tell you
because
what,
I can.
you might not if you've got one of these.
These are brilliant.
Now, let me tell you a little story. I don't know whether, and I've just got to share this with you. I never thought, and I'm not going to pull my vest up.
Okay.
But what I am going to do,
I was getting a little bit scared then. I'm not
do
going to
you
lie.
guys think I've lost a little bit of weight?
You have.
Have I?
You've lost it here.
Yep, I've lost
And
it.
you've definitely lost it here.
Right. Yep. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you?
I have, yeah. Look. And I'm not going to pull my top either, look.
Guys, we've lost a little bit of weight, okay? And do you know what? It's been easy. Do you know why it's been easy? Because of this. Right. You're going home.
I am going home, but just before I go, I'd like to say I have one in my pinny, because I'm living my pinny.
Yep.
I have one in my car, because my worst time for eating is when I'm sat in traffic on the M62. And if I've got a bag of chocolate in the back of the car, it's coming out and I'm eating it on the way home. And I also have one on my bedside table because at night when I'm watching TV, that's the other thing. Hand goes in there like that in the Maltesers. And by the time you know, a motor share bag has disappeared. I don't do little bags, a motor share bag. I haven't bought Maltesers for the last 2.5 months.
That is amazing, guys. Right, so we're going to find out a little bit more about the science behind the product. We're going to meet the man who has brought it to us, which is a little bit exciting. In fact, it is very exciting. And did you see I winked at you? Yeah. And he's going to tell us what happens behind the scenes.
Oh, that's
now,
exciting.
I know. Now, you're off.
I'm going home, see my husband.
Right.
See you on Monday.
Do you want to take biscuits with you?
Got me Chris and Vanilla.
Blinking
See what I
heck.
mean?
Right, I'm going to move out of here. This could go wrong. Actually, do you know what, Sam? In another month, you won't have to do that because I'll be able to get through that gap.
And I'll remove the biscuits.
And I'm going to go this way. Hello, everybody. Right, Chris, there's your microphone. Thank you so much. You know, when I said to you, come and join us here at Highlight. Thanks, guys. And live shopping. We were very casual.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure you expected it this casual, but this is how we are. So nothing's changing, guys, just because we're talking about something that's actually quite serious and is potentially game changing for lots of reasons. It's still fun. So let's talk about, well, first of all, welcome. We're super happy to have you here. We know this won't be the first time because the team are already smitten by this product. Now, you guys have heard from us in the past that we do not bring you anything that we either haven't tried ourselves, don't believe in, or doesn't work. So, let's talk Killa Vanilla. Love the name. We're all suitable and really excited about it. Oh, and the other thing is your shop code. So, for anybody who hasn't shopped from us before, all you need to do is type the word shop vanilla into the comments and this will be on its way to you. We're going to tell you why you need it. So we've got a whole hour of just chat. Right, tell us your story, please.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having us.
No, thank you for this. Honestly, you've helped quite a few of us lose weight. So,
and you know what? That's what it's all about. It's all about the success with people using Killa Vanilla.
Yeah.
That's why we do it. But just a super quick intro into what Killa
tell us
Vanilla
the whole
is.
thing, so from start to finish.
So Killa Vanilla is an indulgent vanilla scent that you smell on and off when you get cravings for sweets, cakes, biscuits, chocolates, anything high in added sugars. And what we're actually smelling on and off for 2 minutes is the common note that is paired with sugary food and drinks. You see, the reason we love sugar is because of the dopamine that comes with the sugar.
Right, tell me what's dopamine.
So dopamine is a neurotransmitter and it's a neurohormone, and simply it's a chemical that's released in the brain when we do certain things.
Okay.
And sugar gives us a big surge in dopamine. There are other things that can do that, alcohol, naughtier things that maybe we can't talk about, but sugar...
Oh no, we talk about all sorts. Okay. Honestly, we guys, don't we? I think Chris will get to know us all very, very well. Oh, actually, so we'll keep going, but comments are already coming in.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we'll keep going, guys. I promise I will ask all of your comments. Keep it clean.
Okay.
Right, okay. So carry on. So tell us more about it.
So with the sugar, what we're really after is the dopamine. And this is a really important point to make, is that this is a sugar craving killer. It's not an appetite suppressant. We believe if you're hungry, you should eat, and therefore it's about the craving. So cravings can relate to mood, it can relate to environment, your circumstances, but really we're after the dopamine. Now we can get the same dopamine hit from Killa Vanilla, albeit a little bit less, 35, 50% less. And that's because this is the common note found in sugary food and drinks. And flavour is a combination of smell and taste. So when we're experiencing the sensory experience of foods, it's primarily smell. It's overwhelmingly smell. And because this is the common note in sugar, our brains think it's sugar. And at that point, the brain will release the dopamine that we were after from the original sugar craving. So it
actually fools us into thinking we've had the sugar in a way.
That's absolutely right.
Right, let's say a few hellos. So Chris, hi, good to have your company. Thank you. Dawn, hello to everybody. Karen saying specifically, hello Chris, sending you lots of little pink coloured hearts. Jonathan, hi all. We've also got Lizzie watching, exciting morning watching on Facebook and loving all the shows. And Neela, she said, if it smells that good, is she in danger of actually trying to eat the stick?
That is right. So we've had that before, and I'd love to speak to that. That is a really brilliant point. Now, there's something that the research has shown called the priming effect.
Right.
So I'll give you an example. When you walk past a bakery or supermarket, that bakery aisle, and you get that lovely wafty carby smell, you want it, right? And that is called the priming effect. It primes and initiates the craving because you've secreted just a little bit of dopamine. But the research has shown if you prolong the exposure over 2 minutes, it satisfies the craving.
And then you don't need it.
Right. And this is the absolute genius and the brilliance of the research that came out 6 years ago and actually was discovered in the States. And I don't think they quite realised the magnitude of what they uncovered. We went a step further and took that research and we encapsulated it in a really accessible, convenient, discreet inhaler, which has got our big Killa Vanilla branding yellow on it. But the point is exactly as you are now. You're meant to take it out, have it on you, because cravings can be sneaky and they can strike any time.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been deliberately designed in this way so we can get our sweet hit, our dopamine hit, without having to have the sugar. And, you know, a little sweet treat is fun now and then, great. I think the problem comes when it's a daily habit, right? And
daily? Ours, we treat ourselves. Every time we do something good, we treat ourselves, don't we? Another chocolate. Oh, I can just have one more Malteser. Oh, dear, I've eaten the bag.
Right, and yeah, 100%. And, you know, in that moment, it's not your fault, by the way. These sugary treats have been designed to light up your brain's reward circuitry. So it lights up, there's a technical part called the nucleus accumbens, and that's where the dopamine is firing. But the particular taste, texture, and that added sugar content fires up the dopamine. So you want more and more and more. And so, in fairness, it's kind of working against us. But what I love, and what we all love about this, is that we can use the equivalent food scent to help us and get that sweet hit without the actual sugary foods. And a little point on kind of like scientific history, this lust for sugar goes all the way back to our ancestors.
Right.
So back in the day in Paleolithic times, when we were literally just trying to survive, this dopamine reward mechanism evolved to tell us to do certain behaviours, and it evolved around sex and childcare, because we had to keep ourselves going, and also in terms of food sources. So when we discovered foods high in sugar, the brain was like, right, you need to eat all of this as soon as you can, because that energy will be converted to fat, and that will help us survive long, harsh winters.
Oh, okay.
So it actually developed to help us, but now sugar's everywhere, and it's heavily marketed and advertised, and we still have the same brain neurobiology and the same reward system. So when we're walking past shops or even at home with the sweet treats, our brain is firing when we see the sugar. And that's because that's part of our ancestry. And so this is built in, but you see, this is where the biohack and the innovation is that we can use the equivalent sensory mode of administration through vanilla, because vanilla's been paired with sugar for 500 years, to get the same effect.
Okay, guys, we need to do a little bit of serious stuff and housekeeping. So first of all, thank you everybody for your comments. Keep them coming. They are coming in thick and fast. Karen, thank you. She says, Mel and I have definitely lost weight. We're not the only ones, by the way. Quite a few of the team offered as part of this, because you know us. So we've always got biscuits on the go here. I mean, Sophie, how many packets of biscuits are there in there? Downstairs in the
downstairs is worse than upstairs.
Downstairs, see, it's worse. So as soon as I heard about this product, I was like, that actually, I like the idea of that. I've not got to remember to take a tablet. I haven't got to take some horrible diet drink. I haven't got to go out to Weight Watchers or Slimming Worlds every week. I can do this doing my everyday job. So we put one of these little, and Chris kindly, we sorted out getting some of this Killa Vanilla. And at that point, everybody said, oh, I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm all right, thanks. And then the minute one of us did it, everybody did it. Everybody wanted to have a go. We put the Killa Vanilla stick by the chocolates, the biscuit barrel, and all the packets of biscuits. We're spending probably £10 to £15. There's a lot of us, £10 to £15 a week less on biscuits. Now, bearing in mind how many we used to buy, literally, we walk up there, get a little sniff of the Killa Vanilla, stand there for a couple of minutes smelling it, go back to our desks. Calorie free. We then have got them in our pockets. Now, I'm literally, Mel, myself, anybody that's wearing an apron, Manda, we're all putting them in our pockets. I've got mine at home as well. I will talk to you more about what we get in the 3-month package, because I don't know whether we should have them all open at once, but we literally carried this around with us. It has helped me lose weight. It has helped Mel lose weight. Jane is sitting with this on her desk. She's into fitness and she needs the protein, right product. And instead of having, what does she call them? Low energy calories. Okay, she's having better energy calories. So that's what, because her fitness instructor has told her that. It's not something that if you're taking a certain kind of medicine, you can't have it. I absolutely love this product. And you know, from our perspective, we won't bring you anything that we haven't tried or we haven't used. I'm really happy that I can endorse this product and say to you, it works. Now, I've also been on Trustpilot. I've read all the reviews. There's a couple on there that say it didn't work for me, and you know how much we value 5 stars. These guys have almost got 5 stars, and everybody on there is saying it works. You've got to follow the instructions, but it's easy. Just make sure you smell it for long enough. And thank you guys, because you are saying we are losing weight. We've got Lizzie watching on Facebook, loving the show. Anila, Dawn saying thank you. Karen, actually, you know, these guys are actually talking about how much difference they've seen this make to just the people in front of the camera. Then we've got Emma, we've got Lizzie, we've got Leslie. Welcome, Chris. Karen, welcome. Everett, Hannah's actually using this. Hannah's actually said she wanted to jump on and say how much she loved the product. She was hoping to be here today. I love the ethos behind the brand, but more than that, the science. Now, Hannah is her health is challenged. A lot of you know that. She is really careful about what she can and can't eat. And we'll get onto that in a second. But she's got this on her desk. It has become a tool to her. That's interesting, isn't it? Lizzie says the reviews on the product are very good. You guys are checking it up. You're not daft. Congratulations, everybody that's already bought it. Shop Vanilla. It is $39.99. That's for 3 months worth.
Yes.
That's cheap. Right. That is cheaper than Weight Watchers $29.95. Are you bought?
Even cheaper.
It's even cheaper. It's definitely cheaper than Weight Watchers and chocolate. Angie, really excited. She can't wait to get this product. Amazing. Annette, oh, hello, the gorgeous Chris. Oh my God, I told you. Blush. They didn't hold back. Karen says the staff endorsements are really important and helpful. It doesn't work, Stephanie. And if it doesn't work, we will say so. Ask her about the glue sticks the other day. That's really true. We had a problem with glue sticks, but we sorted it because there is a difference in quality. I'm going to shut up now because oh God, no, I'm not. I'm just going to read these 2 more. They're all asking, is there one for savoury? But that's not for today's discussion. Chris, you might not be able to answer this question, but as dopamine is in very short supply for those of us with ADHD, have you any feedback from ADHDers that these have helped improve focus and motivation? That's a question for you to think about, and I'm just going to check if there's any more. Oh, there are. Oh, sorry, they're coming in. Answer that one first.
Yeah, the answer is yes. We've had people reach out and buy it because they've got ADHD because of that dopamine principle. And that wasn't the original intention. So insofar as our understanding of the research, and this is totally innovative and groundbreaking, is that the link with sugar is because of vanilla as a food scent and its pairing with sugar. So we know that we can get the similar dopamine here, albeit we estimate 35–50% less with Killa Vanilla, but there is that, if you like, that marriage of the food scent with the sugary goods and vanilla's role in releasing that dopamine with sugar. Now, so just the caveat is, it's a new realm with ADHD and the dopamine associated with that. So we can't guarantee anything on that side, but we have had customers use it for that purpose.
Okay, and Hannah is also in that group of people. Yeah. So I'm going to just give that. Right, we've got another question for you. So Tracy says, hello everyone, please can I ask, this is Tracy, I've got you. You are with me on this one. I often will eat a whole tub of ice cream. If I have a small amount and then smell the vanilla, will it stop me craving the rest of the tub? What order do we do it in?
So ideally, you have the Killa Vanilla before the ice cream.
Okay.
So you have the Killa Vanilla instead of the ice cream. Funny enough, customers have used it in a similar way. So I'll give you an example. Somebody last week was saying how they have 10 sweet treats a day. And
10?
Yes, 10 sweet treats a day, but they wanted to cut it down to 1.
Right.
So they still have that sweet treat, and they'll use Killa Vanilla instead of the 9 other times. So in theory, the answer is yes. Yes, Tracy can do that, but for maximum impact, you want to be using Killa Vanilla before. And just the other caveat as well, if you're hungry in that moment, we think you should eat, right?
Right.
So, and this leads into a whole second pillar of science around the habit change. So in that moment, and another condition is you need to be in a place where you're ready to cut out the sugar. Like if you want the sugar and you're not ready, have the sugar. But where our customers have most success is where they're like, I'm just fed up of giving into my cravings.
That's me.
And I'm eating too much sugar.
And I'm putting weight on because I can't stop at 1. But what I've found with this is it actually smells really nice. So it smells of vanilla. Now, somebody said to me, oh, the smell of those vanilla car fresheners you get are disgusting. They are disgusting. This smells nothing like it. This to me smells like fresh baking cake. And when the chocolate's mixing on the stove, it's delicious. It smells delicious. Hey, can you overdose on sniffing it?
No, you can.
Because honestly, because we've been sat at our desk literally. Yeah. No. Right, another question. Sorry, I know we're all over the place, but we're chaos. Guys, you're loving it. Congratulations, everybody who's buying it. Right, got a question. Is the product natural or are there any chemicals in it?
So it's natural. So
it's
the
natural.
Active ingredient in there is vanillin. So when we talk about...
Where does that come from?
Well, firstly, it's derived from botanical sources.
Okay.
Vanillin is what we call the curing of vanilla pods or vanilla beans,
Yeah.
and it's a process of heating, drying, fermented. It takes weeks and months, and it culminates in this crystalline structure called vanillin. So we use vanilla casually, which is fine, but the actual sensory experience is coming from a chemical compound called vanillin.
But it's a natural chemical?
That is natural.
Okay,
yeah.
guys, does it get any better than this? You've got a natural product that smells delicious, that actually has helped, and you can see has helped me, helped Mel, has helping our team lose weight. Some of the team are less confident saying, I'm doing this and I'm losing weight, because they're more body conscious. I'm quite happy to say to you, my clothes are looser. And it's not just that, it's saving me money too.
And just on that, it's really interesting. So some of our customers will buy because they want to cut out the sugary snacks for weight loss. Other customers are concerned about their health.
Right, we've got one here.
Yeah.
Shirley's saying, hi, Chris. Oh, sorry, that was Trudy. So, Trudy, I hope that answered your question. Shirley says, hi, Chris. I struggle with depression at times, and chocolate and sweets become my best friends. Will this help?
So we've had customers in a similar experience have success with Killa Vanilla. The one thing that we would say is, if you're suffering from any form of addiction, we can't help you with that, or an eating disorder.
Right.
And so I appreciate depression is really challenging.
Yeah.
And there are various scales of depression. So the short answer, I'd say, give it a crack. But we can't help with forms of addiction.
Okay, that's fair. So I'm going to share with you a couple of other things, because we've got a lot more people joining us. First of all, the code, all you need to do is type in the comments, shop vanilla, and it is...
£29.95.
Thanks, Sophie. £29.95. That is a 3-month supply, but we've got some questions about that as well. First of all, how long does a stick last if you sniff it consistency? Does it run out faster? Can I buy this as for Christmas presents? Is it cruelty-free? I'm sorry, I'm throwing loads of questions at you.
Yep.
And also, we've got a really, I know this is very close to your heart. Jennifer's asking, can it help diabetics even if eating balanced meals if low need sugar products? So if she needs to lower her sugar products.
So cruelty-free, yes, absolutely. There's no animal products contained in this.
Yep.
So this is the bit that excites us the most, is that we've had customers reverse their type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes by using Killa Vanilla.
Yep.
So the short answer is yes. The one thing I say, we can't offer medical advice, so please just check in with your doctor.
Yep.
And let them know that you'll be using Killa Vanilla. In the same breath, we've had GPs recommend Killa Vanilla.
And you're actually doing some work with the NHS at the moment. Well, you've had tell us about the guy that's helping you.
Right, so this is also really, so exciting. This is such a niche field, right? And it is so innovative and groundbreaking in the realm of food scent. And there is a terrific guy. He is called Dr. Lorenzo Stafford. And he is a psychobiological professor. And
he's a what, sorry?
Psychologist. So specialises in the biology of the brain.
Oh, okay. Right, that's easier to understand.
And he is the UK's leading academic specialist. And he published his book last year called Smell, Taste, Eat, The Role of Chemical Senses in Eating Behaviour. And this literature that he's compiled is at the real forefront of how chemical senses can influence our eating behaviour. We've been working together for a year. We're shortly starting our randomised control trial with 165 patients from a private GP practice. And now I've forgotten the original question.
So the question was, so have I, so I've got to go back and say, about diabetes and how that works and the NHS.
Thank you, thanks. And because of that success, with customers reversing their diabetes, we're now applying for something called the NHS Innovation Accelerator course.
Right.
So the submission is tomorrow. Midnight, so last night I was writing away, quite a bit of creative writing. I haven't done that in so long. Quite a lot of brain power. And so that goes in tomorrow. But because of that success with people with diabetes, we want to scale that further.
Okay, so we got asked how long does one last. So let's just cover that off, because I've got a billion questions for you. Because guys, we've been trialing this and using it on our own. So we got some product from Chris. Quite a few of the team have been using it. Hannah, myself, Mel, Jane, Sam. I can't remember even all of us. And we've had it by our biscuit barrels. Now, some people haven't used it every day like I have. And I've been using it because I want to lose weight. Mel's using it because she wants to lose weight. And we are losing weight. You can tell. Some of us are just using it to keep us away from the biscuits. So it's literally walk up to it, smell it and walk away rather than eating that biscuit. That is not the way it's designed to use. I'm going to get Chris to explain it from start to finish and cover off what we should be doing and what we're getting and how we're going to use it. Right. But can I just also share, Shop Vanilla, we've got it on promotion, £29 and 95 pence. Yep. And you get 3 months supply. Yes. So can you talk us through this?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a really important part of it. So I've been talking about the technical term we call olfactory neuroscience. It's basically the impact of scent on the brain. But a second key pillar in all of this is the habit change. Because often with the cravings actually form part of a habit. And I'm going to break down at what we call the habit loop. And there's 4 elements. So I'm going to use myself as an example because I had terrible sugar binges, and this is how I got over my sugar cravings and broke my sugar habit. So the first part of the habit loop, a cue or a trigger, right? So for me, it was rubbish day at work, feeling down, cold dark evening, bored or stressed. So these are non-hunger cues. This is really about me and my environment. And by the way, walking specifically on the way home from work from the train station, I see the little supermarket and I know the Jaffa cakes are inside the twin pack. I don't need them. I actually don't want them. I really don't want them. But my cravings are taking me there. And the other thing is at the time I'd watch what I ate and I would train hard in the gym, but I would just give in to my cravings. So that's the cue.
What were you doing then? Because you were doing sport as well, weren't you?
Doing and I'll tell you more about this, the British Indoor Rowing Championships.
Right, okay, really interesting.
So cues and triggers, the craving kicks in, which is the motivational force to do something about these triggers. That leads to the action, which is the sugar, and that's the routine. The last part of this habit loop is the reward, and that's the release of dopamine. And as we said earlier, dopamine is a chemical in the brain that gets released and it makes us feel good. Next thing you know, this is a subconscious action and we're eating the sugar. We didn't even know how or why, but we're stuck in this cycle.
I'm sorry to interrupt. 20% of the stock's gone, guys, and it's going more quickly. So get your orders in. Okay, sorry, carry on.
So that is Chris. The habit loop. And for our customers, another example of that would be on the couch, watching telly, and they've just had dinner, right? So they've just had dinner, they're not hungry, they don't actually need the sweet treats. But remember, going back to our ancestors, the brain is hardwired to seek out dopamine and to feel good. And we want to extend that comfort on the couch watching telly, and sugar's a great way of doing that. But we've got to break this habit. This is really important. This isn't just about, so in those moments where you've told me about your success, you won't have the biscuits. We're looking at that in the moment, but it's part of a habit. And habits take a while to form, and therefore they're going to take a little while to break. And it's going to take 3 months. The research has shown it takes 66 days.
Right.
And technically, this gets a little bit more technical now, you can't actually break a bad habit. You can't wake up one day and say, look, I'm not going to do any of this. You have to replace it with a more positive habit.
Right.
So that means we've got to work with those existing elements, the 4 elements that I described. We've got to have a reward. We're going to have our cues and triggers because life is hard and life is challenging. We're going to get stressed, we're going to get bored. And that leaves us with the action, which is the sugar. So when we use Killa Vanilla instead of the sugar, we are breaking the association with the sugar. And we are actually rewiring our neural pathways to form a new habit.
And it works. It works. And it smells so good that you feel like you're satisfied. I actually, literally, smell it and think, oh, that feels good. I can stop thinking about chocolate.
And that specifically is the reward. because we get normally the reward of dopamine from sugar, but we're getting it from Killa Vanilla instead.
Right.
So that means we can now break the habit, but it's going to take 3 months. And this is why
So
we've got our 3-month pack.
Yeah.
So one stick, to answer the original question, will last 1 month. You can use it as often as you need, several unlimited times a day. There's no cap on
Well,
how
if
often
I
you can
buy
use it.
this pack, can I save it and
Yeah.
use it as a Christmas present?
It is the perfect Christmas
So
gift.
how long will this last in the tube?
So once you open it,
Yeah.
so once it's opened, it's a month.
Right. Okay.
So if you buy it now, absolutely it will last until Christmas, and your friend or family
Because what we're doing is when we open it,
Yeah.
we're shaking it,
Yeah.
releasing the...
is oxidization that's happening, so the scent gets exposed.
Okay,
So
that makes sense now.
It will lose a bit of its potency, but also for cleanliness and hygiene reasons,
Yeah, you want to replace it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So should I keep going?
Yeah,
on the pack?
absolutely.
So first month, because this is a commitment. This is a real commitment, and this is why it's not a silver bullet. It's not a quick fix. This is why we call it the golden bullet, because it's going to take 3 months. So the first month is commit. So we're committing. This is a very new behaviour, and bear in mind this is the first of its kind on the planet.
And am I right in saying you've patented this?
Yes.
That's incredible. I mean, I don't even know how you've managed to do that. That must be the power of the products.
Yeah, and the pattern really is in the deep science.
Right.
And it's
wow.
in the innovation, and it took us 5 years, and we wrote the pattern.
Got goosebumps, guys.
We had to rewrite the pattern, and it took a very long time, and it's a reflection of how brand new this is, because we had to demonstrate that it worked, we had to demonstrate the science was real, all of that stuff. And so it was the best milestone for us, and we're now going deeper and deeper and deeper. We're doing the work with Dr. Lorenzo now, we're doing the work with a private GP practice as well, and also a leading dietitian. So yeah, it's why we do it. Well, and the other reason why we do it is because of the success with our customers. In a previous life, I did something very different, and I didn't care enough. I cared to a point, but I wanted to basically help people. That was really important as part of this whole journey. And so when we have customers writing in and saying, a whole range of things. It could be, I've lost weight. We've had people say, I've had sugar addiction for years, and nothing has been able to help me break it.
What about the diabetes part of it?
Yeah, and we actually have our best success with customers with type 2 diabetes, and this is because they tell us we don't have a choice now. We have to cut down our sugar intake. But what they find so effective is, if there are sweet treats over there in the corner of the room, there is at the moment nothing between me and the sweet treats. You need something in your hand that's going to give your brain that hit. And the other interesting layer to this, something called, another technical term, somatosensation. When we're doing this, we're actually mimicking the movement of eating, having something in your hand, the biscuit in your hand, and eating it. So there are many layers to this, but you need something that's going to strike in that moment. Also another reason why it's patented, because there's nothing else doing it, there's no one else doing it, and it's not being done in this way. So yeah, it's like just the more I talk about it, the more excited I get about it.
Well, that's how we are about our crafting, isn't it, guys? It's just, it's a solution to a problem. Right, let's go back. We still haven't gone through the pack, have we? So
right. We've got our 3 months. The first month is commit. We call it commit because you are committing. Bear in mind, this is a new behaviour. So you want to make sure that you have the stick on you at all times. So some customers will buy a couple of packs. They've got one in the car. They've got one on the desk at home, or in the desk in the office. They've got one in the living room, one in the kitchen, one in the bedroom, because sugar cravings can strike anywhere. But we must commit. This is really, really important. Buy this if you're willing to do it for the 3 months. It's also why it's great for a Christmas gift, because after the indulgence of Christmas, we've got a clear, straight 3 months, less distractions. So committing is really, really important. And just a little micro detail, 2 minutes. You have to smell it on and off at least for 2 minutes. And this is because the research has shown it is 2 minutes to satisfy that craving. So 2 minutes is really important. If you do it for 30 seconds or less, it has the opposite effect, actually makes you want it. So month 2.
Sam's just asked me if I want a cup of tea. I don't. I've got my Killa Vanilla. It's not meant for that, but it does. It does literally. It feels like something's happened within your mouth and you just don't feel like you need to do something.
Right. Because that sugar and that sugar craving, we don't actually need the sugar. We don't need it in that moment, particularly if we're not hungry, right?
Yeah.
And that, unfortunately, when we do it a lot, the sugar works against us. It leads to weight gain, dental cavities, a whole host of things. So the second month we call cultivate. So you're now used to this behaviour. You're now cultivating the new behaviour, using Killa Vanilla every time you feel a craving come on. And then the third month, in control. You start getting glimpses of feeling in control of your cravings. In the past, before, when you walk past the supermarket and you think, oh, I'm going to go get those Jaffa Cakes, that doesn't happen so often. And you're realising that you're reclaiming control, regaining control over your cravings. And that's why we call it control. And by the end of the 3 months, you've cracked your sugar cravings. The one caveat to this, some people have cracked it in less time, which is amazing. Some people have taken a bit longer. We have customers in their 60s and 70s who have had sugar addictions for decades, and they've had Killa Vanilla on and off for a couple of years because that habit is so entrenched. But typically 3 months.
Okay, guys, I need to let you know that 50% of the stock is allocated. You guys need to start thinking about getting this in your basket. Got another question. Is there an age limit, a lower or upper age limit? How old you have to be before you can have this?
16 plus.
Okay, right, 16. That's for you, Jane. I'm going to get, because this has been a crazy day. Saturdays are chaos. Yeah. And we love it because the rest of the business isn't here. So we get to sort of freestyle a bit and do our own thing. We're going to start right at the beginning for you guys. So if you've just joined us, congratulations. Thank you for joining us. You're watching us here on Live Shopping, Highlight Crafts, on Instagram, Facebook, all of our different platforms. We've got a product here that we've been trialing. Now, for those of you that watch us on a regular basis, you will know that we are very, very insistent about making sure that any product that we bring you, we've either tried it ourselves, one of us has had an experience with it, we've used it, we like it, we love it, it works, it's a problem solver. It has to have a reason. And I always look for 3 reasons to buy something. And this gave me 3 reasons straight away. And as soon as I started to see the results, it improved and it gave me a 4th reason. But the first one was that sometimes when I'm frustrated and sitting in my desk, I want to be crafting. I haven't got the chance to craft. Craft is my go-to, my stress buster. That smell, that feeling that I got actually did that for me. It gave me a break in my brain cycle. The next thing was I didn't have to stand up from my desk to find it because it's in my pocket. I've been carrying this around, so has Mel, and we've had them in our pockets. I was looking for something that was as natural as it could be, that wouldn't interfere with the medication that I took. This doesn't interfere with any of that. The final thing, and the icing on the cake, was I have lost weight. And I haven't just I'm not the only one. Mel's lost weight. My clothes are looser. I'm feeling better in myself. But also, I'm feeling in more control. I'm not feeling guilty that I've just eaten a packet of biscuits. You guys understand that, but to go on this journey with us, you need this product in your basket. And you don't often hear me say, you need this now. But the sooner you start it, the sooner you're on that journey. There's no going out late nights or in the middle of the day to a slimming club. There's none of that kind of thing. We've got our own support channel talking to each other every day while we're live. We could even be including how we're getting on with this.
We would love that.
That would be a great way of anybody who's getting this today. I'm more than happy that we also include that as part of what we're doing. Because I'll tell you what, Chris, if this changes everybody else as much as it's changed the people within the business, then I've got to say to you that this has to be part of your life next year, this year, next year, and for anybody else you care about. Can we go back to the beginning and
Yes.
tell us the story of how it came about?
Yeah, absolutely. So I said I was in a different industry,
Right.
and I was in real estate, so property development, buying land and buildings in inner city areas, and it was really cool. So like we would transform derelict sites, dilapidated buildings, and I did that for 10 years, and we would call it regeneration, and it was really meaningful in the sense that we were providing new homes and building new homes. We were transforming the inner city landscape, really inspiring architecture. But for me, I wanted to go even further. And this word regeneration, I felt like we did it to a point. But for me, regeneration is about the lives of those living in those places, right? So I then had this draw towards people and communities, and there were two things that came out of that. One was actually working with young men in and out of the prison system.
Okay, that's interesting.
So I've done that on and off for 10 years, something I'm really passionate about. We have a huge pool of talented young men, and their stories are really, really sad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of childhood abuse and trauma, and we work through trauma resolution. So something I'm very passionate about.
You have a similar outlook on life to many of us, as in I'm talking to our lovely craft family that are watching from home. We're it's all about caring, it's all about kindness, and that comes through.
And I think, because ultimately I think that's what life is about.
Absolutely.
It's about community and connection. It's about service to other people. That's what I really believe and value. And so that's something I'll do till the day I die, to be honest, that kind of work. But then I also randomly got into scent. And
what?
It was quite random. And it coincided with feeling like I wasn't doing enough or touching people's lives, really. And I was sat on a train carriage, and it was going through Ascot, and these young ladies got on, and they were sat around me. And one of them sat opposite me, kind of similar to this, and there was this terrible smell on the floor, and she got out, had a big wrap of cotton wool and scented ointment, and started wrapping up little balls of cotton wool, dipping them in the ointment, and then put them up her nose. And I know. It's just...
Oh my God, that is so random.
Yeah. And it was so random. I said, "You have to tell me about this. You have to tell me, who are you? Why are you doing this?" And they were nurses, and they would clean excrement day in, day out in care homes.
Gosh, bless them.
And hospitals, and they had nothing in their personal protective equipment. And I thought, why isn't there a permanent solution? So that started me off 14 years ago, all the way back in 2011. I was 21 at the time, and I met with all kinds of the manufacturing advisory services.
Do you know I'm old enough to be your mother?
Okay, I didn't think you
I
looked
know,
it.
no, I am. I'm old. This is my new son. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'd like to introduce you to Chris. He's my new adoptive son.
Making me blush.
Seriously. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? But isn't it funny how that one experience has led you to the next thing? So tell us the next part of the journey, because we're loving this, aren't we?
So then worked on that for a few years, and then the key date was 2016, and we got EU grant funding at South Bank University, and they had an access to innovation course, and so it was 30 grand's worth of product lecturers. It wasn't cash, it was actually in the form of time of product lecturers, industry specialists. And that's where we discovered that a certain kind of vanilla could suppress sugar cravings.
Right.
So we thought, well, there's an obesity crisis, diabetes crisis, let's move into this. So
and were you rowing at that time?
We hadn't launched yet.
Right,
So we launched 5 years ago, so it was 9 years before we launched.
Of all that research?
Yeah, and 4 key years of research, yeah.
Wow.
And the research still goes on. We're working with Dr. Lorenzo Stafford. And so we thought, right, but we had to know that it worked. This was really important. There was no way that I could put a product out there, just like as you said.
Yeah.
So...
from when we first spoke to you, Carl and I said, "Oh, that sounds amazing," and he knows that I'm like about sweet things.
Yeah.
And I just said to him, we can't do it unless we've tried it. And it
100%.
doesn't have to just be me. It has to be the team.
100%.
And you were with us on it and agreed. And the fact that you said, no, you do need to try it before you came on, that almost meant I didn't need to, because the fact that you knew that was the process.
Yeah.
That's the level of endorsement, guys. I think that is what is really important, and it is so inexpensive.
Right.
But carry on the story.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this is now 2019, and we did a competition. We did it for a few years. It's called the British Indoor Rowing Championships.
Right.
So if you think of in your gym the rowing machine in there. So it's not rowing on the water. It's an electronic competition technically, but in the velodrome in the Olympic Village in East London, and all the rowing machines are lined up, big electronic screen, and
I bet that sounds scary.
It was, yeah. And do you know what? The adrenaline. The hardest thing was trying to overcome the adrenaline, because the adrenaline drains you, and you think, I haven't even started yet. So it was myself and my co-founder. And we were competing as heavyweights, and it's not like boxing where you've got various weight categories. There's a lightweight and there's a heavyweight category, and the cut-off was 75 kgs. Now, as I said to you earlier, I'm 6'5" and 100 kgs. As a heavyweight, the bigger and the heavier you are, because of the velocity and the physics of a rowing machine, the faster you'll pull. Now, my best friend was way lighter. He was 83 kgs, and he said, look, I can just never compete with you. I'm going to compete as a lightweight, but I've got to lose 8 kilograms in 16 weeks. But he had a terrible sweet tooth. And so Killa Vanilla number 1 was for Dominic. Using Killa Vanilla, he lost 8 kgs in 16 weeks.
Did he lose it in 16 weeks?
Yeah, not only that, he became British lightweight champion.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I've just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
What a story.
I know.
Wow.
And so, right, and then he was kind of like, okay, now it's your go. But for me, it wasn't about weight. It was really about health concerns. And at the time, we train a lot of weightlifting, endurance stuff. I would actually watch what I ate in a week, but it would all be undone. It would all unravel every time. Every day I walked home from work, and as I said earlier about my cues and my triggers, tend to feel a bit down, feeling a bit rubbish day at work. And that starts the craving for sugar, because it gets you to the reward of dopamine that makes you feel better. So the craving is all about the dopamine. And for the first time in my life, my dentist said, you've got shallow cavities in your teeth.
Oh.
And I was like, and it was a surprise. And this is something about sugar. It doesn't behave like a short-term toxin. Say you had a few drinks, you're going to feel it the next day. It's not like sugar. It takes its time to creep up on you. He said, you're going to have to reduce your sugar intake. But also my mood, and
it affects your mood, doesn't it?
Brain fog. I'd feel worse. I'd feel even worse than I did before.
Oh, it's the guilt, though, of having all that chocolate and then feeling so guilty because you know how many calories you've had.
Right, and then it kind of goes on and on and on, because I wouldn't just get the Jaffa Cakes. I get it with a 4-pint carton of milk and have the whole thing. So I've had like 900 calories, totally unnecessarily. And the thing that I beat myself up, I think, because it was a daily habit and because I just didn't need it, I wasn't hungry. And this is how cravings can really control your life and take over. And that's what we're doing. We get you back in control. So I cracked my sugar cravings and my sugar habit. And I did that in 2 to 3 months with Killa Vanilla. So and now I can have a sweet treat. It's on my terms, and it doesn't descend into a binge.
I like that. It's on your terms.
Yeah.
Do you know, Jane's just said she's checked out. Sharon's asking, do I need this, Hannah? Sharon, I'm going to say yes, you do. Because Marie's just said she's lost 2 stone, 7 pounds. Congratulations, Marie. That is amazing. Brilliant. But she says her sweet cravings are through the roof.
Yeah.
So she's hoping this is going to help. Do you know, Hannah's just put, Marie, no, it's Jane. This is Jane replying. So Jane, I mentioned, in the office. She's just said, well done on the weight loss. That's amazing. I'll share my experience. My sugar cravings are worst in the evening when she's watching TV. I've started using this. Her evening snacking has stopped, and it's helped her get back in control. And
this is with
with Killa Vanilla.
What was her name? Sorry,
This is Jane. It's one of the team that's using it. So, you know, guys, read the reviews online as well. I read them. I checked out everything before I tried this. Chris doesn't really know how much of this I did, but that's the way we are. You guys know us. We don't just do something for the sake of it. It has to make a difference. Yeah. I brought you blinking fleeces because I bought them. I bought you lights that go in your underneath your stairs because I use them. This is what the team use them. This is what this is about. But this is different. This is completely different because what it does, it actually improves the quality of your life. It's improved the quality of my life. I feel better about myself. I'm not feeling guilty that I've sat and eaten loads of chocolate. And I actually feel healthier because I've lost a little bit of weight. And I'm going to keep going on it. This is just a start for me. This is my new life.
Yeah.
And I love the smell as well. Yeah. It's really nice.
I love what you say around quality of life.
Oh, it's huge.
Because we are living longer now as a species, but the only thing is, it's like, what's the quality of our life going to be like? And so, you know, we know through less sugar, you're going to feel healthier, you're going to lose weight, and it's the little things in life, like, you know, playing with your grandkids or your kids, you know, having that energy. And, you know, our customers have spoken about having more energy, and it's a whole range of benefits.
We've got a few more questions for you. So Carol said, my daughter has just had a baby. Should she start straight away or in a few months' time?
In a few months. So technically we say don't use Killa Vanilla when you're breastfeeding, only because we just haven't tested it in that scenario.
Okay. Then the next thing we've got is... Jennifer said, do you always lose weight? As I don't want to lose weight, but I'd like to improve my diabetes. What would you suggest in that circumstance?
So I would say just double check with your doctor, but the short answer is yes, because you can improve your health through lowering your sugar intake.
Yeah.
But you can, so for instance, you know, we'll have customers have Killa Vanilla with their teas and coffees, but we'll also have customers use Killa Vanilla to not have the sugary treat and then go and have a handful of nuts and a banana.
Right.
So you can use it in a way that works for you.
Yes.
So you don't have to lose weight. You can just make healthier food choices.
That's a good point. Daphne has said, sweets is only control to the individual. Sometimes saying no is very hard. Absolutely. I've learnt how to say no. Will this help someone who is a type 2 diabetic who doesn't really engage in sweet things? Would you still say it's necessary?
I would say, let's be really specific, and that Killa Vanilla is to stop you having sugar or having less sugar. So if you're not trying to cut down on sugar, I probably wouldn't, just because it just feels a bit superfluous.
Hang on a minute. How ethical is that? This guy, we could be sitting here saying this is the best thing since sliced bread and everybody needs it. We're not. We're looking at individual circumstances. That is how ethical this brand is. I can't wait to go on this journey with you, Chris, over the next few months, because I think it's going to be really special. Angie's asking, do you deliver abroad? We need to address that.
Not yet. It's on the cards and it's coming. It's just taking a little bit of time. Do
you know what I'm going to say, Angie? If there's anybody out there that is desperate to try this, and this will get me into trouble, but this is what we do, right? You drop me a message and we will get it delivered to us and we will put it in your next order.
That's really kind of you.
There you go. So if there's anybody out there that really wants to try it, Daphne says, exactly, love his answer, well researched. Do you know what, guys? This guy, absolutely, his passion for the product is the same as our passion that we have for other products. Katie, how much time have we got left?
You're about done.
Oh, no.
About just under a minute.
A minute, right, your last minute, Chris, what do you want to say?
Thank you so much for having us. It has been such a pleasure to sit here with you and talk through all of this. And for the customers that are buying today or whenever it might be, and even if they don't, I would love to, it's really important for us to know how they're getting on.
Right.
So, check in. I know they'll be checking with you. They're welcome to check in with us if they've
How
got
do we
any
get in?
questions.
How do we check in with you?
So we can, if you've got any questions, fire them over to us and I can help you with those.
Right, okay.
They can also come directly to us.
Yep.
Just go on our
So,
website.
website address?
KillaVanilla.com.
Right, it's on the packaging.
And it's Killa with an A.
Yes.
So Killa with an A, all one word, KillaVanilla.com. Yeah.
And guys, for everybody who's going to get this package, and lots of you have already checked out, please, will you let me know how you're getting on. Talk to us. We will. How long is it going to take for this to be delivered?
It shouldn't be any more than 5 working days. We do it in less, but
right. Okay. There we go.
Budget
so
5 days,
by the end of the week, next week, we could be all doing this and we could all be sharing our experience of it. Yeah. Chris, thank you so much. And honestly, this is life-changing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
And they want to know, have you ever auditioned for Downton Abbey?
I haven't.
If you haven't, you should.
That's a very sweet thing to say.
Honestly. But just remember, everybody, I'm old enough to be his mum, so I asked that on your behalf, not my own. We'll see you next time, Chris. Thank you. Check out your baskets, everybody. It has been a pleasure to have your company. We're back at 8 o'clock on Monday morning. See you then.